Today I'm going to go over some really delicious food with you. Sorry, did not realize that I was not live yet. I'm going to try again. Hey everyone, my name is Maryn, and I'm going to be making breakfast with you guys. So I'm going to be going over what I eat for breakfast. Don't mind the messy kitchen. I got home very late last night. I went to a baseball game. I got home very late, and so I woke up late, and I was planning on cleaning. That didn't happen. So as you can see, I am still in my gym jams. It's okay. This is life. This is what you do for breakfast, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't wake up and get full glam to make my breakfast. So hopefully none of you guys are full glam right now. All right. So let's get started. So first, I have my pan. I always use, not that one, this one. I always use coconut oil for everything when I am making meals at all with the skillet. I use this instead of butter. I use this instead of oil. I love the benefits of coconut milk. Not coconut milk, coconuts. I love the benefits of coconuts, coconut oil, coconut milk, just everything about coconuts. It's so good for you. It's so healthy for your skin. I also use this to take my makeup off at nighttime. It's a great moisturizer. It's great for really soft skin. I have very dry skin, so it's great to help with dry skin. Sometimes if I am making like a healthy fried chicken, because I love fried chicken. So sometimes if I'm making a fried chicken, I will use this olive oil. It is extra virgin. This is just something I picked up at the grocery store. It wasn't like, oh, this is the best brand. No, I have no idea if it's the best brand ever. It just does better with fried chicken. Coconut oil, unfortunately, will not really fry anything. So unless you use like a lot of it, but I mean, that's expensive. So yeah, whatever. It's fine. Okay, so what I do is, I probably should have gotten this before I started. Get my chop board? What is this thing called? Chop board. Yeah, let's go with that. So I have a very small kitchen. I live in a very small apartment, and it's just me and my dog. My dog is sleeping right next to me right now. And didn't even move. Excuse me. So what I do is get all my utensils out. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make eggs, some toast, and have some fruit on the side. I love tea, so I'm going to start the water for the tea as well. Yeah, so it's super important to be eating breakfast every morning, because breakfast, I know everybody's had some responsible adult tell them you have to eat breakfast. Breakfast is, I think the most common thing I've ever heard is breakfast is the most important meal of your day. And I was always that person that was like, no, food is the most important meal of my day. I eat nonstop. I'm always eating. Every meal is just as important as the last one. Don't be making meals feel any less important than they are. But I never ate breakfast. I just didn't. I never ate breakfast. I never woke up for breakfast. I never really liked breakfast. It just wasn't like my favorite meal. I always thought breakfast was kind of boring. I thought it was just kind of, I don't know. So I just turned on my stove. Not my stove. Yeah, my stove. Guys, I just woke up. You're going to have to bear with me, okay? There's going to be several times in here where I don't know English. You're just going to have to roll with it. Okay, so I just get my eggs. These are just normal eggs that I got at Sprouts is the grocery store that I go to. There's Trader Joe's that you could go to. Any grocery store you're going to find eggs. I do not get organic eggs. I don't get large brown eggs. I get normal $1.89 eggs. There's nothing special about, they are large eggs if that helps. But I just open it, just crack these, and today's trash day, so remind me to take my trash out today. Okay, so this is kind of important. I don't eat yolk. I only eat egg whites, but I don't want to spend the extra money because I'm cheap. And so what I do is I just take a large spoon and I just scoop out the egg yolk, and come on, there we go. And I just put it in a different bowl. So again, I just scoop out the egg yolk and into a different bowl. Super simple. This might be on too high. So next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my coconut oil, get out, not like, you don't really need a lot of coconut oil, like just a dab. I just put it in, make sure that I'm swishing it around so that it really oils up the pan, because there's nothing worse than eggs you have to scrape off the bottom of a skillet. It's very annoying. And then I don't really add spices to my eggs just because, I don't know. I do add spices typically to like everything, like white pepper, black pepper, garlic powder. I love spices, don't get me wrong. Just in the morning for breakfast, I usually like to keep it simple. I'm a simple girl. No, I'm not. So in my eggs this morning, I'm going to put in some scallions. Normally with my eggs, I like to add something into it, whether it's spinach, scallions, red onion, mushrooms. Sorry, that's my alarm telling me to wake up. I thought I was going to sleep in more. But I usually add something. But something that's really good about scallions is that it has like a lot of really good benefits. I won't go over all of them with you, just because I have to go to work. I don't have a long time, but I will in a later episode. I will go over more in detail the different benefits of different foods. This is just something that works for me. If you don't like scallions, don't eat scallions. Put something else in. You can put in anything your heart desires. My heart desires scallions at this moment, and so that is what it will get. So I just put my eggs in, and make sure the egg white goes everywhere it needs to go. And then I just take my scallions, and spread it on top of my egg whites. Should probably get a plate. There we go. And then once I have that, just make sure my eggs are not sticking, which they are. All right. Okay, so once my eggs are pretty much done, go ahead and put them in my plate. And then I don't waste food, so I give the egg yolks to my dog. I mean, if you don't have an animal that you can feed the egg yolks to, you can definitely just throw them away. But dogs love egg yolk. It's really good for their coat. It's really good for their fur. It makes it nice and shiny. If you saw my dog, his fur is super thick. When I didn't buy him. I adopted my dog. He's 12 years old, and he was from a super abusive home. And when I got him, they had to shave all of his fur off. And he had basically no teeth because he was super abused and abandoned, and he was very malnourished. And he's a very small dog. He's only 40 pounds. His name is Bogart. And yes, I did name him. He didn't have a name when they found him. They couldn't find his owners or anything, so they just didn't have a name for him. So I started calling him Bogart. He responds to it. So look, he's looking up at me right now. But yeah, he knows what's coming. He just got up. So I give him just my egg yolks, and that makes him happy. But I don't give them to me yet because they're really hot, and he always just kind of gobbles them up, and then he like complains because they were really hot and it burned his tongue or whatever. So get my toast out. This is delicious, gluten-free, 100% plant-based, and egg-free millet and chia bread. Millet. It looks like this. I got this at the grocery store over at Sprouts. Again, I don't think Sprouts is a nationwide thing. I think it's a California thing. I live in San Diego, California. We definitely have a lot of access to a lot of healthy foods for a very reasonable price. My groceries every week are $30. And so I know that is very difficult for a lot of people, and I totally understand that. I do believe it is my location. I don't believe it is anything special that I do. I do things that are special. For instance, I only buy what is in season. I don't buy what's out of season. So if strawberries aren't in season, I don't get strawberries. If watermelon is my absolute favorite fruit in the entire world. But if it's not in season, I don't get it. So I only buy what is in season, and that is it. So what I just did was I put my coconut oil on my toast, and we're just going to put it in there. And yeah, I think it's just really, I live in San Diego. It's just easier access. There's a lot of farms in San Diego. There's a lot of farmer markets in San Diego. So I think it's just really, I have a really good location. And our farmer markets are all year round. So I think that also has something to do with it. Yeah. So, with that. So nutrition is something that I have been doing for just a really long time. And so I was raised in Boston, actually. I was raised on the East Coast. I was raised in New England. I lived in Boston. I lived in New York. I lived in Maine. And for a good portion of my time, I lived in Maine. It was awful. Just kidding. Well, I would not go back to Maine. I'm just saying. We're gonna go. It's so cold. I can't do it. But yeah, so I lived all over the East Coast, and I always cut my toast in half because I'm still 5 years old. And I remember on the East Coast, it was pretty hard to eat healthy. I was very overweight as a child. I struggled losing weight. I just struggled eating healthy. It just was so hard. And it really wasn't until I moved to San Diego when I started my fitness journey. But both of my parents are chefs. And so we were always raised cooking. All of our meals were home cooked. My grandmother lived with us. My grandmother was born and raised in Texas. So we had a lot of fried chicken, a lot of grits, a lot of fried okra, just a lot of fried food. Everything was fried. She saved her bacon grease. Everything was very not healthy. So I kind of just grew up in that atmosphere, though. I know my mom tried to eat healthy. Like, she tried to get us to eat our greens, tried to get us to eat our veggies. And I actually love vegetables. I love vegetables, which is something that I think is an advantage for me, because there are a lot of people that are very picky eaters and don't like vegetables. It's something that they have to train themselves to eat. So I do feel blessed in that. But for the most part, we were just not good at eating. So these strawberries are ginormous. Look how big this strawberry is. So I'm only going to take two. I'm going to take one regular sized one. And then I'm going to take a little bit of blackberries. Blackberries are so yummy. I love blackberries. I'm going to do a couple. And we are done with that. I'm going to cut my toast in half. So yummy. I met somebody and they hate the word yummy. And I love that word. I think it's such a fantastic word. So I apologize if you don't like the word yummy. I will be saying that quite often, quite frequently on my channel. So you might want to think twice about following me. But if you do like the word yummy and want to hear it over and over again, you can even play a little drinking game with it. How many times she says the word yummy, take a kombucha shot. Okay. So my tea is done. And this is the tea that I drink. It's a hibiscus tea. It says hibiscus cleanse relieves temporary water gain. I don't really care. Hibiscus is just good for you. It does help with bloating and help you to feel lighter and brighter. Huh. I didn't read any of this. I just saw hibiscus tea and I was like, yes, this is what I want. But it looks like this. And it comes in these little packets. And so I don't drink protein powders. I don't take supplements. All my meals are one ingredient. I stick to the basics, and I am very holistic. I am a holistic kind of gal. So if you want more holistic foods, holistic recipes, one ingredient recipes, more information, definitely stay tuned, and I will be bringing those to you. But for now, I'm going to enjoy my yummy breakfast. This is my breakfast for this morning. So good, so yummy. And I will be drinking my tea, and I will most likely be late for work. So wish me luck. Have a beautiful morning, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little episode for today. And I will see you next time. Bye, dollies. Have a good day.